Hey guys, in this video I'm going to walk you through the best way, well, not necessarily the best way, but one of the ways in which I get most of my solo wins. So as you can see here, obviously a lot of the time I drop hot for fun, to warm up, get some kills, but if I'm playing for that chicken dinner, then what I tend to do is I've got a few go-to spots, one of which is this sunken town here. Uh, I also like the east side of Yaz, east side of Malta, and there's a couple of places on the west coast along the shore that I like going. So then, no matter where the playing angle is, I can go to one of my go-tos. Now, the reason I recommend having a couple of go-tos for yourself is that as I was looking around there, I saw that nobody on this occasion was with me. Landing at the same spot. But if they do, then you're incredibly, you know, you're aware of basically your surroundings. Like you've landed here 100 times. You know exactly where they are. You know the routes that people tend to land, and it makes it a lot easier to overpower your enemy. Whereas they might just be landing here. Well, whatever, I'll land here this time, and they're not as familiar with it, so they're not necessarily aware of the ways that you can get to the buildings and stuff. And it does give you an advantage over them, just from the knowledge of your environment. As well as that, having landed here, I know if it's going military base, I know where the car spawns are. If it's going north, I know what I'm doing there. And if it's going west or east, I've got my routes in place, uh, so that you've got a plan for the game almost straight away, which is good. So again, like I said, I landed here, just started looting up. I had a pretty good building here. I mean, people say, "Oh, the loot's not as good there as it is at school." I mean, I beg to differ. I mean, the way that the loot is now on Erangel especially, you can go in any old building anywhere and get the loot. But what's more beneficial, especially to try and win a game, is knowledge of the surroundings. So we'll skip forward now. After I've just looted this, and what strategies I then use for the rest of the game, what the position I use, where I go, why I go there, and some tactics I use to overcome some of the enemies. So, just touching on a little bit as I'm about halfway through looting, some of the actual strategies I use for looting. Now, I see some players, some people I play with regularly, some enemies when I spectate them, they carry 300 rounds of ammunition for a certain gun, and they miss out on things like grenades to have that bullets. I personally never tend to take them in many ammo unless I'm using like double 9mm and it's super lightweight, so you can have that many and it doesn't really affect. Because number one, if I have 300 rounds of 5.5 for an M4, I'm not going to shoot them all anyway. And number two, that frag grenade or that smoke grenade especially might be the thing to get you out of a sticky situation. So I always tend to prioritise. I always have at least one smoke grenade. Two if I can fit it in the bag, and two and three frag grenades. Where if there's no frag grenades been available, I'll go for the mollies instead. So I just thought I'd touch on that as it was still looting. And then obviously, if it's a 5.56 weapon, 200 is the max. 7.62 is the same. Obviously for my Kar 98 here, I only need 40-50 rounds max. And then I prioritise things like grenades and meds. As soon as I get to something like 5 first aids, I drop the bandages because they're just pointless at that point, and I usually top out about 7 first aids in total before they start becoming a waste of space. Boosters are a bit different because if I've not enough room for a booster in my bag, I'll just use one and take it so you can run a bit quicker. I don't know if a lot of people know that. And then if you get shot, you're healing straight away and you can just fight instead of healing and then fighting. Gives you that extra couple of seconds. I'll just start to touch on that right now. So, having finished my looting in the town, I've looted enough. I've not looted the entire town, but I'm quite happy with my loadout here. I've got a fully decked M4 and a almost fully decked Kar 98. I decided to start moving towards the ring. I took a quick look at the map, and it was east. I could have gone to look for a car north of Sunken at the little place across the roads, and as that's quite a common car spawn. But if there wasn't a car there, then it'd delay me precious time when the blue's already coming in. So I decided to just hoof on foot as it wasn't actually that far. Now, earlier on in the game, there'd been a lot of gunshots over at Ruins, and I'd seen that people had landed that way. So all I was doing here was just checking, see if anybody's sprinting across the fields mindlessly to try and get a nice easy kill. And also, it does mean if when I get to the ring, if I immediately encounter someone, I'm confident that there's not somebody uh, about to come up behind me like that. So I carry on moving towards the next village towards the ring over here, and again constantly looking round. The amount of times I've seen enemy players or even caught myself doing it occasionally, where you're just looking forwards completely, and then there's a guy running parallel with you, and the only reason you hear him is because you've kind of edged towards each other, and you come into each other's sight, and you both turn, and it's just a ridiculous gunfight. So I'm usually always looking round, looking forward at this point because I've already had a glance behind me and to the sides, and I want to be making sure that there's nobody going to be hiding in these buildings that's just going to shoot me when I'm looking behind me. So that's something as well that you can catch yourself doing is you're approaching buildings but you're looking behind you. If you're about to go into a potential combat situation, always look forward because then your aim is already halfway to being accurate. So I come in here, baseball cap, boom, I know it's looted. So immediate, I'm looking for stuff. Dead guy here, nothing on him, probably died before he got out. And then I'm moving forward, thinking, right, there could be guys here still. So having a quick look, can I hear anything? And I start moving. So I'm like, I'm not going to go through the centre because no matter which building he's in, he'd be able to shoot me. So I go around one side. Reduces the chances by 50% of getting shot. And then I'm like, ooh, buggy, that looks weird. And I look to the right and, oh shit, the guy shooting me. Now, in this instance, my reactions were pretty quick. And I think if he'd have been stood up opposed to crouched down, he'd have killed me. Now, the reason I say that is because I think a good few of his initial bullets before I realised where he was were hitting the actual brick wall. Not me. So that's obviously something that he probably will improve for next time. And then I upgrade to an M24 off that guy as well, which is good. And then I'm moving around. Now I think to myself, right, I'll have a quick look round here because I already know I've got the buggy. He's driving past. At this point, I'm like, no point shooting him because if he jumps out, I'm not 100% yet, and it's just putting me in a disadvantageous situation. I look in here, oh, a bit more fives for me, which is something I'm in need of. Not even got 100 rounds, and then I find another dead guy, and he's got a grenade. It's the only thing I take off him. And then I'm gonna go and have a quick look in a couple of the buildings here. Now again, as I'm in the ring here, it's only just come in. I'm just looking, I'm checking the outskirts, making sure no one's running in, just getting that quick heal off because the last thing I want to do is run over to that buggy, and then as I get in it, some guy runs in with a ring, boom, car 98, game over. I'm just checking the perimeter, making sure no one's there. If they are just running into the ring, chances are I'm going to kill them with my M24 without even headshotting them, which just makes it nice and easy. So a quick check of the map, right, where am I going? Checking my meds there. What have I got? I'm gonna I think I considered putting a booster on, but I decided I didn't have enough to make it worth, just in case I'd have got shot on the drive. So I'm just checking my surroundings. Right, where am I going? Boom. Right, that town will do. Smack bang in the middle of the ring at this point. I've got a vehicle, so I can do that. I've chose somewhere not where I think will be overpopulated, but somewhere where I think I'm going to be in the next couple of rings and have to reduce my movement. I get in this buggy. We're driving along, and another key thing happens here in a second, which I'll just touch on. Yeah, this bloke here, missed him running him over. Not quite sure how. Now, if I was in one of them games where I was just playing for kills, how many kills can I get? I'd have stopped the car there and started shooting him. However, just before I missed him, a car 98 shot hit on the floor next to him. So what would probably have happened there? I'd have jumped out, killed him or not. Probably took damage off him, and then the car 98 would have killed me anyway. I mean, it might not have done, he might have missed, but it puts you in a situation where you're immediately at a downfall. Worst comes to worst, if I got to a tree, he'd have popped my tyres on my buggy, which meant even if I'd have survived the scenario, I would have been hoofing it. So as I was, playing for the win on this occasion, I just thought, carry on driving. I've not run them over, whatever, no problem. Now, I've almost arrived at my location that I've marked up. I'm arriving and I'm jumping out and I leave the car moving. So if you can master doing that, it's pretty good because you get a bit of mobile cover, and if someone was sat in a cupboard somewhere and they heard the car still moving, they might think it's there. Now this guy followed me in. Now I don't know if he saw where I went or what. But he's circling round, and I'm thinking, right, I'm gonna take him out. Thought he was gonna drive off first when he saw the buggy, but he didn't, and then I'm shooting. Now this guy, if it was me, I'd have stopped the car right there and jumped out, but he came in close, and then, you know, I jumped out of the car and he had nowhere to go, and I basically had him up against that wall. Another thing that I tend to do here, sort out your healing before you sort out your looting. The amount of times you see people and they're looting a guy and they're on like 1 HP, and then they get downed by some guy taking a massive pop shot from miles away with his Kar 98, and then you're downed and you're in a situation, and especially in solo, that's gonna kill you. So always in solo, I get a first aid kit on if I need to, and definitely a booster before I go back to the looting. Now, if it hadn't have been the car there, I might have smoked to cover my looting. But I mean, the car's on one side, there's buildings on the other side. I'm covered from most angles, so I risked it. And then what I do is I just finish off the looting of the town. Don't think there's anything to see. I didn't really get a lot, I don't think. So I've finished looting the town, and I've took a position in the larger of the buildings. And now the reason I chose this one, there's 3 ways in and out of the building. So if I get attacked from one side and they're overpowering me, I can go out the other side, flip round, and deal with that. So I spend a little bit of time here because I consulted the map and I'm still smack bang in the middle of the ring. So there's no point really marching around aimlessly, especially while there's so many vehicles bombing it round where you're going to get run over for no apparent reason. I considered shooting at that guy, but with the buggies especially, if you hit the back chair, you're not going to get them. If he was coming towards me the other way, at that kind of easy angle, I'd probably have took a shot at him. But yeah, certainly from behind on the buggies, it's incredibly hard to get someone like that. Usually you'd be able to get the guy off the back. So again, there I am, checking the map. I'm still in. So I wait here for a little while. So, I've been waiting in my building, and then the next ring's finally come in. The number of enemy combatants has also gone down during this time. Some have died to play zone, some have been killed by others. And then the first thing I note is, right, I'm not in the next ring. So what I'm planning right now is there anybody coming in, passing me, to try and get to the ring? Because if I set off, then they're just going to shoot me in the back because they've got time. But next off, where am I going to go? So in my head, I'd made a plan where if you look slightly to the southwest on the minimap, there's a new trench area that came as part of the Erangel version 2 update. So I was going to go there, but I think I'll just check behind me real quick to see if anybody's coming in with the ring. Checking all the angles, and oh, lo and behold, who's this? Now, I actually missed a good few shots here before I get him. But luckily for me, he already started the animation jumping over the fence, so I killed him fairly easily. It was unlucky for him because he was crouch walking and I was at that side of the building ready. If he'd have got in the building, you'd back to a 50-50 fight, fighting in the close quarters. But again, that's why I was checking my surroundings before I decided to move on. And again, I'm doing another check. Was there anybody following this bloke who's just seen me kill him? I'm assuming that I'm not going to see anyone at this point, because if there had been someone following him, they'd have shot at me as I quickly looted him for the nades and stuff. But I'm just, is there anybody a bit further out, just coming in with a ring, rock to rock, tree to tree, and that's where you're checking. A lot of the time, you'll end up finding and killing people just because you're looking at the predictable places. So you check the trees, you check the rocks. Oh, there's a big bush there. Is there anyone sat in it? Especially on things like Sandhawk. Just checking the bush. And then through force of habit, you've looked at that many bushes that when there is somebody in it and you're walking past, you see the difference in the colour and you know you can kill them. So here, I'm just about to set off. I put a pain pill on for the journey. If I get stuck in the blue a little bit because I'm fighting someone, I've got a bit of a heal going on already. So here I am, moving over to my trench. And again, left, right, behind, checking all over. And then, oh, there's a guy up there running in. Now, I was still holding RB there, that's what I was doing. And here he is. Now this guy, I don't know what he was doing, but I'd missed one shot at him, and he was still crouch walking into the ring. So I made sure that the second shot, I didn't miss. So I'm going up to my trench here, looking round again. Now I don't see, and I don't actually see it here as I'm going over the replay either, where the guy came from. I think he was hidden fully behind a tree, but there's a guy here. I heard him behind me, and then I immediately span round. I killed him. I don't know why he took so long to start shooting. Now I get sniped from somewhere over there. I know it's over there. I saw actually the blood hit the side of my body, as well as obviously the sound as well. So I'm healing up first. Now I know that that guy's got an arm on there, which I would have liked to have taken. But I'm thinking I'm not going to have the opportunity, so I'm just going for the helmet. Why am I going for the helmet? Because if I get shot by that sniper, once I'm fully healed, it's going to save my life. And I went for the fresh 3 vest. Take a couple of quick looks while bobbing and weaving. Can't see him. Not going good. He keeps taking pop shots. So I don't know where he is. Still looking for him, thinking if I can get a look on him, I've got a chance. He keeps shooting. He's missing. But I don't see him. So because I can't see him and it's just a matter of time before he nails me, I decide to move my position further north to get a different angle to see if I can't find him. Because staying in that trench and then having to run across a field when there's a sniper that knows where I am and I don't know where he is a really bad idea. So I'm going rock to rock. I'm looking north, making sure no one's coming in there. And I see a car. I'm like, don't stop. So I shoot at him a couple of times to try and put him off, and it's enough. Now then I move a bit more direct. I'm thinking, right, these rocks look pretty dandy to me. And then I actually see the guy coming in a second. There he is. Now that's the bloke that was sniping me earlier. So now, through moving my position, I've found him. He's still looking the other way. But he is bobbing and weaving a lot. And I'm just thinking, right, I'm going to wait for him to start setting off. Get a shot. I think he actually shoots me. This guy was a good sniper combatant. So I'm shooting him. Now, the tactic I use in a second to do this guy is a bit aggressive. Now, there's nothing wrong with playing aggressive. Boom, he got me. Because I was poking before I was scoped there, which is a bit silly of me. And then he gets me again. I'm like, right, this guy's pretty good. So I've already decided I don't want to be in a long-range sniper fight with this guy for much longer. So I see that he's running towards the second tree there, closest to me, which I can see is down a ditch. I think he might have stopped at the rock, but I'm thinking he's going for the tree. Kobe the tree. He can't see me approaching. Job's a good one. Now, it doesn't get him, but I do know he's there now. So I'm running. Always keep your camera on the guy so you can shoot straight away. He gets a couple of shots on me. I'm like, Kobe again. Slight to the right. He goes to the left. I'm covering the left. I get a shot on him, and then the grenade kills him. So, it was a bit of a smart play from me. I threw the grenade one way, and I was covering the other way on the rock. He then had to move, because he didn't know if I'd thrown the grenade at the tree that he was at, or whether I'd thrown it in the middle. So again, this is what I mean about having 300 rounds of ammo. Bullets wouldn't have saved me there, whereas having things like grenades did. So it's just another good example of that. So I decide, right, let's get a bit of ring position here. Just outside of the ring. And then again, you're in the final couple of rings. You don't necessarily have to be in the ring straight away, but always try and be aware of your surroundings. From cover to cover at all times, because a lot of people are going to have bullet actions at this time. That's why it was so imperative I wanted the 3 helmet, because it would save my life. But again, it's not a necessary thing. If you keep moving, you're aware of your situation. So I'm like, right, I think there's people over in them buildings. So I'm thinking, right, I'm going to go for ring position on these boys. Now I see a guy up at them 2 rocks in a second, poking. I might see him a little bit later, actually. No, I've seen him. Yeah, I've only seen him. So he's there. I've got a couple of different angles. Now, again, if you're in a sniper position battle like this, we're both in the ring, so nobody's got an advantage to wait. But whatever you do, try not to be predictable with your poking. Leave it a while every now and again. Make them impatient. And then you get shots like that. Boom. So I definitely hit him there. And now he's healing again. I know he's healing because his gun went over his shoulder. And I saw that behind the rock. So while he's healing, I'm not going to push him like a maniac and kill him. I'm waiting for someone else to come in. Because I can see that there's 3 guys left in this game. I have no idea where the other guy is. He's not shot. So I'm thinking he's going to be coming up behind me any second. No, I can't actually remember how he died, actually, the third man. Now, straight away, I'm like, right, ring's closed in. This bloke has the advantage. Now, I actually thought it hit me there, but it didn't do any damage, so I feel like the game screwed him a little bit. I mean, it wouldn't have killed me. It was only like a leg shot, but
I want to know where the other guy is.
I mean, that's the way Pubg is sometimes. Now, at this point, the third guy's dead, so I can only assume he was running in the blue and he got deaded. So I'm moving to the next tree here. Moving to the next tree. Now, I think I hit him there as well. No, I didn't. I must have done because he poked again. I do hit him in a second. There we go, hit him. Blue blood. So immediately I'm moving. Because I know he's going to go straight on the first aid kit, otherwise he can't do anything anyway. So I've moved up here to get to the side. So I'm that much closer to the ring now. And then I'm here. Right, there's 2 guys left. So he throws a grenade. So he's already measured the distance for me. So I know that I can't get him with a grenade. So what do? I throw a smoke closer to me, but in between us. That's going to cover me. I know I've got like four grenades in my bag. And then what do? Absolute barrage of grenades. Using the side of the smoke to peek. And then I just grenade him to death, overpower him. Throw my last grenade and I start running in. But the grenade killed him. So that tactic there is why you need smoke grenades, even in the solo. It's not just a squad thing where it's like, I'll need a smoke to heal my teammate. It can create new cover for you. In a situation like that, one-on-one, he would have been quite happy to never poke again, sit at that rock, wait for the ring to come in, and then I'd have been running across that open field. Yeah, I might have had a really good, lucky couple of shots with my M4 and nailed him, but more than likely, he'd have just gunned me down running towards the rocks. Whereas with that smoke grenade, I could close the distance and use what I've got in my bag to my best ability. So if you found these strategies and this video useful, I'd really appreciate a like on the video and subscribe to see more PUBG tricks, skills, all the rest of it. Enjoy your day. Wookie out.